Today, we're diving into something kind of weird. In a world that's all about AI, speed, and digital everything, why are so many of us picking up knitting needles and film cameras? It's a paradox, and we're going to unpack it.
Seriously, think about it. Our phones have these incredible super smart cameras. AI can create a masterpiece in, 10 seconds? And yet people are out there buying old school film cameras. Vinyl record sales are through the roof. What is going on?
You've got these two worlds colliding. On one side, you have this craving for things that are real, tangible, a little imperfect, hobbies that take time and skill. And on the other side, a world built for speed, for automation, for total convenience. It feels like they're pulling in completely opposite directions. That's the mystery we're looking at.
Okay, so what's the usual explanation for this? Well, it's typically framed as this noble quest, a search for something more human. Right, the story you usually hear is that we're all just tired of screens, that we're looking for mindfulness in the slow, steady click of knitting needles, or we're chasing authenticity in the grainy look of a film photo. And that sounds nice, it makes a lot of sense. But what if that's not the whole story? We found a source with a very different and honestly a much more challenging take on it.
And this is where it gets interesting. This argument says the analog boom isn't some sign of a spiritual awakening. Nope, it's a symptom of something much simpler. We're just bored.
And that's a direct quote. It's pretty blunt, right? The idea here is that people don't look backward when the future is exciting. So from this perspective, a retro trend isn't really about appreciating the past. It's a huge sign that we've lost our way in the present, that we're just filling time.
So according to this view, all these hobbies we love, film cameras, knitting, even those viral trends like making dalgona candy from Squid Game, they aren't signs of a cool cultural rebirth. They're symptoms. Symptoms of a society that's kind of run out of new ideas and is just hitting replay on the old ones.
But it's not just about being bored. The argument goes a step further and says that there's a real danger when an entire culture starts looking over its shoulder instead of looking ahead. And this is the core of it. When nostalgia becomes the main event, real progress can grind to a halt. Choosing old, inefficient ways of doing things when we have these incredibly powerful new tools, well, this argument says that's not just a cute quirk. It's a warning light on the dashboard of society. This quote just nails it. It uses the example of dalgona, that Korean honeycomb candy. See, it was originally made because refined sugar was hard to get. Now we have all these advanced, healthier options. So the question is, why are we going back to a more primitive method? It's framed as choosing to go backward on purpose.
And this really lays out the whole argument. On one side, you've got your knitting needles and film rolls, manual tools, right, for one person to do one thing. But on the other side, you've got AI, the internet, massive global data networks. These are tools of the mind that can solve huge global problems. So the question our source asks is, why are we so obsessed with the old tools when we have these incredible new ones just sitting there, waiting for us to do something truly great with them?
Now, after pointing all this out, the source doesn't just leave us there feeling cynical. It actually proposes a powerful alternative, a vision for what we could be doing instead. And the whole idea hinges on this Korean concept, boiram in an il. Now, this doesn't just mean a job. It's so much more. It means work that is deeply, truly meaningful, something rewarding and glorious. Work that makes you feel fully human, not like a cog in a machine. And this is supposed to be the real cure for that boredom that drives us to analog hobbies. The idea is if people are engaged in boredom in an il, challenging, ambitious projects that actually matter, they won't need to look to the past to feel a sense of purpose. They'll be way too busy building the future. So how do we make that happen? Well, the source suggests a pretty clear 3-step plan. First, society itself has to build the right environment for this kind of work to even exist. Second, we have to actively give young people the keys to these powerful new tools like AI. And then, once that's all in place, you just set them free to go after their biggest, craziest ambitions. And get this isn't some 50-year plan. The source puts a surprisingly bold and aggressive timeline on making this happen. 3 years. That's the challenge. The claim is that this isn't some long-term dream. It's something we could do right now and transform our whole society in just 3 years. The whole idea is that if society gets serious about this, if we really commit to building this new environment and empowering young people with the best tools we have, we could change everything. We could create a world where young people are so fired up about building the future,
that knitting and film cameras go back to being what they were, just cool niche hobbies, not a massive cultural trend born out of boredom.
Which leaves us with a pretty big question to think about. Is our love for all things analog just a comforting break from a crazy world, a harmless refuge? Or is it a beautiful cage, keeping us stuck in the past because we've forgotten how to imagine a more exciting future?